It's fine. Just boring fuck, dude. He landed a head kick in round 2, and other than that, he did nothing for 20 minutes. He did fucking nothing. That's the truth. Zero. He caught him with a head kick in round 2, and other than that, he did fucking nothing. The whole fight.
They come back with the #1 pound-for-pound fighter in the world, Islam Makhachev, who makes history. 17 wins in a row for Islam Makhachev. He retains his welterweight title. As GC just said, if you were watching the post show, and the watch party, tremendous job by both GC and Rick. A, for the watch party, but B, for like actually doing it in those outfits for the entire time. I mean, the dedication to the bit. Primo. 5th fighter to defend a title in 2 different weight classes. Perhaps most importantly, in my opinion, 17th win in a row, breaking Anderson Silva's record, which was 16 wins in a row. He did not break any title defense records or anything like that. Dana White was kind of confused about those records throughout the week. But interestingly enough, same building that Anderson Silva beat Forrest Griffin way back when, UFC 101. Now, that was just a 205-pound fight, but it was one of his greatest performances ever. Same building, same city, of course. Here's Islam Makhachev against Ian Garry in a fight that I think a lot of people were dismissive of Ian Garry's chances in the fight. And it was looking very early on like it was going to be another Islam Makhachev masterclass, certainly after the first 2 rounds. But a funny thing happened in the 3rd and 4th. Machado Garry got his confidence, figured out how to stand and trade with him, was defending takedowns. Islam was pretty much at about 50% throughout. And even when he did take him down, wasn't inflicting much damage. 4th round, going to be very interesting to see how that would score. Now, ultimately, 2 judges gave it 49-46, 1 48-47. I suspect those judges who gave it 49-46 for Ian had that 4th round for Islam.
I felt like tonight was set up for the upset. I felt like the upset could happen tonight with so much on the line, all the records that Islam has, and he's going to break Anderson Silva's record. There's weight classes for a reason. Ian Garry is a big, rangy, strong guy who has great takedown defense. I mean, if you look at his takedown defense tonight against Islam, it was impressive. I felt like, I think that Ian is a talented guy. If he had even an ounce of killer instinct in that 5th round, you know, he had been beating him to the body. Islam's whole, I think, right side was beat up. His face was beat up. You don't come out and hug and shake hands in the fight. That shit drives me fucking crazy when there's so much at stake. And there's also a lot of mental gamesmanship, whatever you want to call it in this game. You come out in that 5th round with a flying knee or something crazy and you try to finish the fight. I think that this is one of those fights that Ian will go back and watch and say, wish I could do that over again. And, you know, if he came out and tried to destroy and win that last round, you know, with everything that he had, I think it's a totally different fight. And then he gives Islam that explosive, you know, he exploded up and got his back. And once he took his back and put the hooks in, that was a wrap. He's going to ride that out till the round ends.
But Ian's doing a good job of keeping him close. And then separate head kick, Islam Makhachev! Oh my goodness! And Ian's still wobbly. He dropped him with a head kick. Right hand Islam. Ian looks to get underneath and grapple. Big time judo throw from Islam. And he's sitting in side control, looking to isolate a wrist. Holy cow. Dropped him with the head kick off the break. And now Ian is in a bad spot. He's flat on his back, middle of the octagon. And we know Islam can get to mounted crucifix from here. There's about 1:50 seconds left. That was a huge moment, and it was just on the toes, and it wobbled Ian.
I also think it's very, very important to give Islam Makhachev his flowers. As I indicated, he breaks Anderson Silva's win streak. Dude, getting 17 consecutive fucking wins in the UFC is so mind-bogglingly difficult. And to do that in 2 weight classes through title defenses is just one of the most remarkable things you'll ever see. You can make an argument that this is the best title defense of a champ up a weight class in UFC history. I mean, there's other ones who have done it.
UFC 3003 is done, and the MMA world had some wild predictions for how this mega showdown would unfold. Michael Bisping, for example, couldn't wait to see his long star suffocating star wrestling in action. Specifically, his incredible ability to pin Ian Garry down, maintain that crushing control, and then relentlessly connect ground and pound with submission.
Hands and striking are always improving, but when you look at Islam Makhachev and the way that he ragdolls everyone, when he gets a hold of them, and more importantly, when he gets them up against the fence, sometimes when he shoots.
When the discussion shifted to grappling, legendary boxing trainer Teddy Atlas zeroed in on what makes Ian Garry so dangerous. His incredible reach with those long legs, his lightning fast jab, that devastating straight right, and quite literally his formidable kicking game. He was not just bringing basic striking tools to the cage, he was bringing an entire arsenal.
His kicks, those long legs, and that gives him a chance to catch Makhachev while standing and striking before Makhachev can get in range to catch him. Gives him a chance with the jab, gives him a chance with the straight right hand, set the table with the jab, eat with the right hand, gives him a chance again with the kicks, gives him a chance to control the outside, gives him a chance to maybe walk Makhachev through a bad neighborhood and try to mug him. Makhachev don't get mugged, but a chance. That's all I'm looking for.
Breaking down the stark stylistic contrast, former champion Israel Adesanya dove deep into Islam Makhachev's untouchable performances before pivoting to analyze Ian Garry's unwavering confidence and the massive uphill battle the Irishman faces on such a high-profile stage.
Is right now the best fighter the UFC has, on one off top 2. If you put a gun to my head, who I'm gonna put money on this fight, I have to go Islam, because again, he's proved me wrong so many times, proved himself right so many times, and proved their pedigree, their lineage over there. This is his new weight class. He's done it right. He took it off the former champ with ease. So yeah, I have to go Islam. But you have moments like UFC 250, when the deck is stocked against Justin. Look what he did. He just had a stellar performance, masterful, overcame adversity to become champ on the White House lawn. That's magic. And this is another one of those fights where I'm like, this is it. Like, Ian's come to this point now to prove that he's the best in the world, and he's called his shots. So if he does it, woo, it'll be beautiful, it'll be magical. I like those.
Max Holloway dissected Ian Garry's impressive reach and tactical brilliance on the feet, before shifting focus to analyze Islam Makhachev's relentless forward pressure and devastating grappling transitions once he manages to close the distance.
Do not be surprised of Ian in the first 2 rounds, bro. Ian is going to use his reach, he's going to be smart. Islam is going to be super smart back, just trying to figure it out, try to wear him down, trying to close that distance. But once he closes that distance, it's gonna be hell, I believe, and I feel like he's just gonna be smothering him for the rest of the fight. So I think Islam Makhachev, I think it's a submission or just get his hand raised, period. But if it is a finish, I think it's a submission. So, but Islam can knock out too, so never know, bro. But I think he get his hands raised. I think right now he's just on his stuff and he's looking great, and I'm excited.
Addressing the physical attributes, Kamaru Usman specifically highlighted Ian Garry's immense advantages in height, reach, and leg length, praising his overall vision and spatial awareness inside the octagon as spot on.
To be an elite fighter, you have to be able to have the vision of the fight, the vision of how the fight's taking place, how the fight's playing out, and the wherewithal to be able to see the shot before you land the shot. see the setup before you land it. And Ian, I have to be honest, Ian does have good vision of a fight. He can see you. There's that highlight of the only, I think, a couple of knockouts that he has in the UFC right now is him sliding back, seeing the shot, and landing the right hand, I believe. So he does have that vision, and if he is able to stay composed and not be put on his butt, put on his back, and not just be controlled, Ian does have vision. He can find it. So that's the shot that I give him. Besides that, I just being on your feet alone.
Meanwhile, former flyweight king Demetrius Mighty Mouse Johnson predicted that Islam Makhachev would utilize every strategic tool in his arsenal, emphasizing that this fight would not devolve into a brawl, but rather unfold as a high-level chess match driven by precise timing and technique.
Those guys on a different level. Ilya Topuria, he won the belt, Alex Volkanovski, then he knocked out Max Holloway, and then he went to lightweight. He did win the lightweight belt, but he didn't defend it. So Islam Makhachev is going into his own era with the other athletes who've been able to win it and defend it. So be patient, enjoy the fight, watch for the technique, understand the gamemanship that's going on in this fight. It won't be a rock'em sock'em bloody. It's not gonna be Rory McDonald versus Robbie Lawler. It's not gonna be that fight. It's gonna be a very, very high technical.
Demetrius Johnson remained captivated by Islam Makhachev's unpredictable rhythm, noting that Ian Garry knew he had to master movement and distance control, understanding that his survival depended on evading Makhachev's relentless takedown attempts.
Against Ian Garry versus Islam Makhachev. I'm gonna go with Islam Makhachev. I think Islam Makhachev can win the fight anywhere. Now, do we think Islam Makhachev is going to win by decision or a finish? Islam said he's going to get it done. Islam said he's going to get it done within 3 rounds. And, you know, it just all depends how Islam approaches the fight and how Ian Garry approaches the fight. If Ian Garry is running a lot and Islam's having a hard time catching him, it's probably going to go to a decision. But if Islam Makhachev is able to get his hands on Ian Garry, get him to the ground, and start to pass his guard, then he'll finish him. It all depends how the reaction is going to be when the two clash, and that's what dictate if it's going to be finish or a decision.
Michael Venom Page envisioned a technical chess match between Islam Makhachev's grappling dominance and Ian Garry's pure striking power. However, Page noted that the ultimate wildcard was Garry's fight intelligence, technical awareness, and in-fight adaptability.
Garry, I think the obvious is Islam Makhachev, if he grabs you, it'll feel like the eclipse that we just had, because it'll get dark very, very quick. And that's usually because people are falling asleep. Because if he grabs your neck, your head, throat, your arm, your leg, it's going to be a problem. His grappling and wrestling style is exceptional, you know, because it's so effective. Whereas on the other side, Ian Garry, less about the grappling, more about the striking. This is what we've all come to love about mixed martial arts, about the UFC specifically, is style versus style. Ian Garry's striking is very, very good. Not that good, but very, very good. And the reason I feel like I've got good insight of that is because I've gone the distance with Ian Garry and felt his pros, his cons. Again, my style is very, very different. I do believe he will have the striking advantage, although Islam's striking very, very on point. But I have to say, Ian Garry is just a very smart.
Michael Page further highlighted Ian Garry's exceptional resilience and unique knack for making tactical adjustments in real time whenever adversity hits.
Garry is somebody that if it's starting to go wrong, he can make those adjustments and then, you know, find a way. I think he's a bit of a cockroach, man. Like, and I mean it with respect. He just seems to be able to, you just can't kill him. You just find a way. He will find a way to get in that victory. Although he's had the
Henry Cejudo pinpointed Garry's sheer size.
Confident. Henry Cejudo pinpointed Ian Garry's size, supreme confidence, and refined technical striking, emphasizing how he built an elite skill set while making his takedown defense virtually impenetrable.
I think people are counting out Ian Garry out.
Are they?
I'll never forget when I had your back when everybody's gonna say that Tyrell Williams was about to put your lights out.
No, they wouldn't.
You know what I said? You know what I said? It's like, dude, Kamaru's different. He's got the length, he's got the height, he's got the wrestling.
You said that?
Yeah. So now what I'm saying is you cannot ride off a guy that is 6'3", can get him to his feet, uses the jab, and then kicks the lead leg very, very well. You know, will Islam take him down? Yes. Now, could Islam control him in Dagestani? I mean, that to me, that's the biggest answer, because when it comes to the feet too, as much as people do not like him, as much as like you cannot hate on the competitive spirit that this dude has. He probably doesn't finish people like people want to, but he does get his.
Aljamain Sterling focused on Ian Garry's physical dimensions, speed, and long reach, before shifting his breakdown to highlight Islam Makhachev's world-class grappling and takedown prowess.
What's fascinating about this matchup is how well Ian Garry can control the range. I think he's going to be much bigger than Islam in the sense of height, reach advantage. In terms of size, I never thought Ian was the biggest welterweight. I still don't think he is.
Well, he can't be. He's so tall. He can't be thick.
No, but in a sense, even when you're talking just from a weight standpoint, from what he was walking around at.
Right.
I forgot what he told me he walked around at, but he wasn't cutting a whole lot of weight.
No.
I want to say off the top of my head, maybe 10 pounds.
Which is why he's so healthy.
Yeah.
He has such energy.
So I go, you're cutting just this and you're going out there and doing this to these guys who are, you know, essentially bigger, heavier guys. But he's got the speed advantage. The thing about Islam, he's such a complete fighter. He could do everything. But this will be the first time he's got a test with a guy who's a long man. And can he get inside, take him down? I don't think he's going to stand up and strike with him. He can, but I just don't think that's the...
Alexander Volkanovski pointed out the primary keys behind Islam Makhachev's continued success: his incredible patience, precise striking, lightning-fast counterpunches, and masterful takedown execution, especially when battling aggressive opposition.
Islam's always been a very patient striker. He's very safe. He stays long himself. He's usually doing similar to what Ian Garry does, but we'll look for the takedown. When you get over aggressive and you come forward a little bit too aggressive, or you try and cut into range too quickly, he'll either get the takedown or he'll still run you in the shots. That's something that Islam was better than Khabib at. Khabib was very good at running you into the takedowns. Islam can run you into counter-strike.
Pundits highlighted how Ian Garry was not merely discussing his weapons for this matchup, but actively refining them in camp through intensive drills focused on takedown defense. Calf kicks, heavy body strikes, head kicks, and brutal knees.
That's a good opportunity to do early on. I think if he doesn't stuff takedowns early, it's going to be a short fight. I legitimately could see Islam Makhachev submitting Ian Garry in the early rounds if Ian's takedown defense does not hold up. Now, with that being said, what are some things that Ian can do to combat a bit of the takedowns from Islam? And I feel like we have this conversation about striker to grappler matchup, even though that's not exactly what this is. I feel like we have that conversation a lot, but Ian, I would think, would look for
that stop.
1, stay at range. 2, not be so aggressive with his grappling exchange and with him trying to look for single legs, knee taps, high crotch, anything that he can get close to Ian, body lock, and then initiate grappling from there. Being able to utilize his kicks more than just his boxing, because Jack Della Maddalena in the Islam fight, more of a boxing-first fighter, and Islam was able to take advantage of that. Ian's going to have a lot more range, a lot more weapons at that range. The high kicks will be there. The knees up the middle could potentially be there for...
At UFC 330, Ian Garry's explosive range, footwork, and striking arsenal collided head-on with Islam Makhachev's relentless wrestling, masterful grappling, and ironclad control. It represented a clash of diametrically opposed technical styles with massive championship implications. If you enjoyed this breakdown, make sure to subscribe for more UFC fight analysis and instant post-fight coverage.